Hey, I'm Kristen Ishihara, the mayor of the city of Longview, and today the city is starting some conversations to help get the word out about some of our city partners that address homelessness here in the city of Longview. Very important conversations, and today I am so excited to welcome Chase Rodgers. He is the director of Longview Ministries with Hiway 80 Rescue Mission. And Chase, welcome. Thank you for joining me.
I appreciate it.
Thank you. Chase, tell me the mission of Hiway 80.
Okay, the mission statement is that the Hiway 80 Rescue Mission exists to glorify God by providing a safe and supportive environment for hurting and homeless men, women, and children to experience life transformation through Christ. We want all people to know that all people are welcome, whether it is whether race, color, or creed, whether you have different belief systems than we do. Homelessness does not discriminate, and neither does the Hiway 80 Rescue Mission.
Yeah. How big is your campus here? How many people can you house on your campus in Longview?
Currently, on average, each night we house 240 men, women, and children.
Wow.
Yeah. Provide over 600 meals per day. Services include showers, laundry, case management is one of our big things. Each person that receives services here at the Hiway 80 Rescue Mission will meet with the case manager. They will do an individualized case plan and set goals and objectives for them.
And how long has the mission been here in Longview?
The Men's Center started in 1955, so this will be our 70th anniversary this year. So if you know anybody that can help us out with the historical marker, let me know.
I might know a person.
Okay. So, and then 1998, we established our Women and Family Shelter.
And that's actually a misconception that I had originally, was that Hiway 80 just accepted men clients.
Yes, ma'am.
And so that's good to know. So you take men, women, families.
Yes, ma'am.
Absolutely.
Yes, ma'am.
That's amazing. Tell me, one of the other misconceptions I had was about your programs. Can you tell me a little bit about the differences that I learned when I toured, which was about the difference between, and I might say the words wrong, shelter versus people in your program?
Yes, ma'am. So we offer a couple of different programs here at the men's shelter and at the women and family shelter. One being guest services, and that's for guys that have come in or women that have come in and lost their house, lost their job, maybe have a job and are trying to save money. And again, they work on a case management system to set goals and objectives. And as long as they're following that case plan and showing positive progress, reaching those goals and objectives, we keep reassigning their bed to them. So some people may be here for 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years. You know, it all depends on a person's abilities and limitations.
So there's not a time limit?
No, there's
30
no time
days,
limit.
60 days?
No, the time limit is hopefully independent living and self-sufficiency. Our other program is our recovery program. I call it a life recovery program. And we offer that here at the men's shelter as well as the women and family shelter.
Okay. Tell me, what are the requirements? If I were a client coming for guest services, what regulations, what rules do I have to follow? What are the requirements for entry?
The requirements for entry would be to come down and do an intake process. We don't accept any entries over the phone. We want to sit down and look at someone face to face and talk about what their needs are. And then we can develop again, a plan and ask a couple of questions, simple questions, and check them into a bed. No ID is required. We're not even required to really want to try to change your life at that time. We just hope by being here, being around the staff, being around the other guests that are in the same boat as you, that something will click.
Do you turn people away?
We do have a policy against sex offenders and arsonists. That's only due to the safety of the people who stay here and the safety of the building.
Okay. And if I am a client here with guest services, what sort of requirements do I have to meet?
We call them guidelines, but they're house rules, just like anyone would have for somebody staying at their house. You know, you need to be in at a certain time. You need to meet with your case manager, and you just need to have what I call skin in the game. You know, we need you to want to reach these goals.
And why do you have those requirements or house rules?
For safety, one's for safety, but also for life transformation. You know, we want We don't just want to be a spot where people come and sleep and leave and come back a few days later or 2 months later. We want people to stay here and get their lives back on track. One of our slogans is, "This is a road to a new life."
Are there times when you might relax requirements? I know when I toured, we kind of talked about weather or other things that kind of come up.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
So inclemental weather is what we call it. If you have a restriction for whatever reason, that maybe you don't have services at that moment, we take that back and allow you to come in when the weather is bad.
Yeah. Why might someone have restrictions?
Restrictions could be as simple as behavioral issues, could be simple as not meeting case plan requirements. So they would have a restriction for so many days. So we would take those restrictions back in order for them to come in and be safe.
Yeah, sure. That makes a lot of sense to me. And what do you think the average stay is for someone that's in guest services?
That's a good question. I think the last time I looked, the average stay between people that are staying here for 1 day to 2 years is right at 37 days.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What do you have any success stories you'd care to share, or something that stands out to you that would be like a?
There are so many success stories, and success to me is subjective, and to some people it's subjective. It could be someone that struggled getting an ID and they were here and they got it. They got the job. Success could be obviously moving out into your own place, getting your own car, getting a driver's license for the first time when you're 40 years old. You know, there's so many great stories, so many great things are happening here at the mission.
Somebody kept telling me about the Highway 80 rescue mission when I was in the hospital. And so I got here and stayed as a guest, and then I heard about the program. And I joined the program December 4th. I didn't know what I wanted when I joined the program. I just knew I wanted my life to change. And I felt like I'd been called into a ministry since I was younger. But I kind of thought that I'd blown all those chances. Through the program, it changed my life. It did, from top to bottom. The peace and the serenity. And it was a struggle because there were nights where I just cried most of the night and there was nothing I could do. It was stressful. The classes, the book work, the amount of time we spent in the Bible and Scripture, my faith just continued to grow. I love this place. I fell in love with it. I fell in love with the program. I fell in love with the staff. I knew in my heart this is where I needed to be and this is where I was supposed to be. I've got all of my kids back in my life now. I've got joint custody. My family loved me to death. In fact, they almost loved me to death. They finally cut me off. And, but they're back in my life. I graduated September 12th. I came to work here October 16th.
It's a blessing for the staff to be able to see it. You really see how the human spirit is so fragile, but at the same time, it's so strong. And people are going through struggles. And it's not the struggle that defines somebody. It's the effort that they put in, and through that struggle, their spirit is really strengthened. And I'm just blessed to see that every single day, and every single day that is happening here at the Highway 80 Rescue Mission.
That's wonderful.
The community support is unbelievable. I couldn't ask for better. We certainly appreciate all the volunteers and all the donors. Without the volunteers and donors, we wouldn't be here. It's beautiful. It's beautiful to watch volunteers come in, and we'd like to see more volunteers. It's beautiful to see the donors come in and see where their money is going. We're here for people that are in need, but also look at it that we're here for the volunteers and donors as well. They find a good cause. They find that the Highway 80 Rescue Mission is a good organization, a great organization, and they spend their time and money here, and it does not go unnoticed. Thank you.
How is the mission funded?
Privately. No government funds at all. It's private donations.
That's really incredible.
It is incredible.
That you've been here for that long, privately funded. And just with, addressing homelessness, that is a really hard topic. That's a hard topic. The fact that you have been a good neighbor to the city for that long is really, really incredible.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate that.
Yeah.
What are some ways, so if I were watching this and said, gosh, I didn't know everything that Highway 80 did, what are some ways that people who'd never heard of you or knew what you did, how could they support you now?
Right. Feels strange to always have to say this first, but financial support.
Absolutely, yeah.
Financial support goes a long, long way. It costs a lot of money to run this on a daily basis, but financial support, volunteers, again, I would love to see volunteers come in here and really take ownership. I started it as a volunteer and fell in love with the place, with the people that we serve, with the staff, and what God is doing up here. So I'd like to see more volunteers. And
What would people do as a volunteer?
well, I want to see volunteers kind of think outside the box, or get with our volunteer coordinator and myself and kind of think outside the box. But we have chapel service. We have meals, again, 600 meals per day coming out of there.
Wow.
Just different things. Life skills class, something that they may be quote unquote an expert in.
Yeah. Good. Lots of ways to plug in.
Lots of ways to plug in. And then also always basic toiletry needs.
Oh, donations of hygiene supplies.
Hygiene supplies, yes.
Got
ma'am.
it. Okay. Excellent. What's one thing you would want everybody in Longview to know about Highway 80?
One, that it is a remarkable organization, but for those that are needing services, we want people to think of the Highway 80 as a first option, not couch surfing from one friend's house to another, not going to the motels, not living in your car, which eventually will lead you to the streets. Just come here and use the mission services the way the mission services are supposed to be used, and you will see a difference in your life.
Yeah, it seems like that would help someone get to stability much faster.
Yes, ma'am.
If they were to do that. That's a great message.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Thank you, Chase. I can't tell you enough how grateful the City of Longview is for your partnership, for your work. From the City of Longview's perspective, there's so much that the city can't do with taxpayer funds that you have found a way to privately fund and provide services for. Right today, 240 individuals in our community. That's incredible. I thank you for what the mission does and all that you do. And thank you.
Well, thank you.
Thank you
It's
so
an honor.
much.
It really is an honor. Thank you.
We appreciate you.
Thanks.
Thank you for your time today. The City of Longview is wanting to highlight some of our partners that are stepping into a need to address homelessness in our community. Times are obviously hard, and we want to encourage individuals to reach out to the resources that are here, make sure that they know they're available, that the city is supporting, even though it's not financial, that we are supporting them by being a good neighbor and that we work together consistently. So thank you for learning. Help us spread the word, and we appreciate you so much.